Hello and welcome to the Coscosmos video channel. We are an online store specializing in cosplay costumes. You are now listening to our original novel, The Extraordinary Werewolf. If you have any interest in cosplay outfits, you can contact us at coscosmos.com. Now, let's begin the story. Previously on The Extraordinary Werewolf, Layla and Bonnie were suddenly rescued from their abductors. Layla's father and two thugs by a massive unseen beast from the forest. Glenn, having planned to go hunting for income, had secretly deployed his pet to watch over the girls and is now heading into the deep woods outside Bayek town to hunt. A keen sense of smell is convenient, but at times, it is pure torture-like for Glenn at this moment. Standing in a swampy area, the stench of rotting corpses, animal feces, and other mixed odors assaulted him, making his eyes water.
Seriously, why do these beasts run into a place like this?
Glenn muttered softly, but his movements didn't stop. He used his connection with the beast to issue a few commands, then dismounted, sinking his feet into the deep mud. After his master took off his gear, the beast bolted like lightning and quickly vanished. Looking at the reeking ground, Glenn clenched his teeth.
All for the money!
After mentally motivating himself, he held his breath and picked up the prepared shovel, starting to dig a pit trap. In truth, catching a few wild boars wasn't difficult for him, but it would require transforming, and he didn't have any spare clothes. The shadows of the trees tilted with the changing light. Glenn quickly finished digging and camouflaging a 3-square-meter pit. His ear twitched, signaling that the prey was coming. The timing is perfect. With a renewed focus, Glenn immediately found a hidden bush to conceal himself. Before doing so, he smeared his body with mud to mask his scent. A thundering sound of heavy steps approached from the front, which slightly puzzled Glenn. How large a group would it take to make that much noise on marshy ground? Soon the answer was revealed, but it was far beyond his expectations. The beast was the first to rush into view. It looked frantic, whining repeatedly toward Glenn. What is going on? Before Glenn could think further, a massive humanoid monster, 5 meters tall with skin as gray as rock, charged in close pursuit of the beast. The monster was completely naked, holding 3 squealing, black-furred wild boars tied with rough hemp rope in one hand.
You can't run away! You are mine!
The monster shouted clumsily and dully in a coarse voice.
Jump over it!
Glenn suddenly stood up from his hiding spot and shouted a warning. The beast reacted instantly, receiving the command. With a dip and a leap, it cleared the hidden pit and landed safely on the other side. The pursuing giant didn't think twice. He foolishly stepped onto the trap and with a grunt, his huge body tumbled into the pit.
Damn it! This damn hole! Abu hates you!
Apparently hurt by the fall, the colossal monster screamed and cursed non-stop. Glenn stepped fully out of his hiding place, walked up to the panting beast and frowned.
What happened?
The beast drooped its ears and whimpered softly, looking quite wronged. After listening quietly for a moment, Glenn understood. Everything had been going according to plan. The beast successfully herded some wild boars toward the trap, but this monster had cut in, scattering the herd, stealing 3 boars, and relentlessly chasing the beast. Knowing this, Glenn was annoyed. He walked to the edge of the pit and shouted, "Stop yelling."
Stop yelling! Big guy, why did you steal my prey?
The sudden voice successfully caught the giant's attention. He turned his ugly head to look at Glenn. Seeing a soft, tender-looking human, he immediately grew excited and roared, "Lucky day."
Lucky day! Got a snack now!
A snack? Why don't you come and get it?
Glenn sneered. The giant sensed Glenn's contempt and immediately exploded in anger. A weak little piece of food dared to look down on him.
You make Abu unhappy! Abu will bite you into pieces and eat you!
His thick limbs flailed inside the pit, splashing mud everywhere, but no matter what he did, he couldn't climb out. He was only wasting energy. Glenn stood still until the giant calmed down. He then said with a mocking smile,
I suggest you conserve your strength. Big guy, how about we make a deal? You give me the 3 prey you have, and I'll save you. How about that?
Gasping for breath, Abu heard this and instantly protected his prey, warning these are Abu's.
These are Abu's. No one is taking them, or I'll eat you.
You stole them from me first. Why do you claim they're yours?
I say they're mine, so they're mine. Everything in this forest belongs to me. I am the king here, and now you should be mine too.
Perhaps angered, the giant stopped referring to himself by name.
By your logic, if I declared this place is mine today, then it is, right? You stupid brute! Hand over the prey quickly!
Mine. They're mine. Not giving them to you.
Abu looked utterly unreasonable. Glenn's patience wore thin. He stated directly,
He stated directly, if you don't give them to me, you can wait here to be buried alive.
The giant, who had recovered some strength, was about to struggle again when he suddenly realized his body was sinking into the swampy mud up to his chest, making it even harder to pull himself out. He yelled in a tone of fury. Only then did he understand what Glenn meant by being buried alive. Looking up, Abu saw with horror that the human and the beast were diligently shoveling more mud into the pit.
Stop right now. Abu is scared. Abu doesn't want to be buried alive.
Hand over the prey, then I'll consider saving you.
Glenn replied without looking back.
Impossible. You incompetent fool. If you have the guts, come down here for a real duel.
The giant tried to use a clumsy provocation to anger Glenn, but it only made Glenn laugh. He didn't bother responding. Lack of response didn't stop Abu. He racked his brain for the worst possible insults, but only the same few words kept repeating, proving totally ineffective. Seeing the thick black mud reaching his chest, Abu finally panicked. His tone was no longer as tough as before.
Hey, perhaps we can talk. Abu can give up the prey. Please stop quickly.
Glenn timely stopped wielding the shovel, turned around and looked at Abu with a faint smile.
Throw the prey up, and I'll save you.
No, you must save Abu first.
You are in no position to bargain. Either hand over the prey or be buried alive.
Glenn said.
Damn it.
Abu muttered under his breath, struggling internally for a long time. Then, as if he reached a decision, he reluctantly said, "Fine. Abu trusts you."
Fine. Abu trusts you. You must keep your promise and save Abu.
With that, the giant swung his massive arm, tossing the 3 black boars who were unconscious or barely alive, next to Glenn, splashing mud everywhere. Glenn checked the condition of the 3 boars, no visible external injuries, and they were breathing. They were probably just scared unconscious.
Wait there. We'll dig the mud away from around you, and you can climb out on your own, Glenn said.
Glenn said he valued keeping his word as long as the benefits weren't too minimal to care. He instructed the beast to dig at several key points around the trap, careful not to get too close to the giant. This design, which allowed a large amount of swamp water to drain quickly, had been considered when setting the trap. Feeling he could move his limbs, Abu was delighted and began to struggle on his own. It was clearly much easier than before. By the time his arms could grasp the edge of the pit, he was able to climb out on his own. Glenn and the beast stopped working.
All right, big guy. I hope we don't have such an unpleasant encounter again today. Now, we should be going.
Glenn dusted the mud from his hands, speaking calmly.